Hello viewers, today I am going to take the topic on Internet evolution standards and principles. In the previous part 1, we have discussed about the Internet evolution and some introduction about the standards. So in detail, let us discuss about the Internet standards and then principle behind that one. I am Dr. P. Ramadevi from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So let us start this session with the internet standard. So previous class we have discussed about the internet evolution, how internet evolved, and then different applications involved in the internet. And today we are going to discuss about the internet standard. That one, what is the development process going on? So as you see in the picture, the internet draft. So first of all, whenever a standard is made, that has to be documented. So when that has to be documented means it has to be drafted first. So the whatever the internet standard is proposed, that proposed document must be documented. So it must be drafted. So drafting are of three types. One is the experimental drafting, another one is the proposed standard drafting, and then the information, whatever is the information is there. Three types of drafting is there. One is the experiment through what is the experiment to be performed, that is, and that if you document, that is called the experimental drafting. And then whatever the proposed standard or the proposed method is there, that standard has to be drafted, and whatever the information related to that particular that particular development, that has to be drafted. So when this is performed, after that one, with these are performed with the historic, whatever the historic things are there, we have to go behind the history. Hence we have studied the evolution of that one. Then we have to we have to pursue the historic things, and then we have to propose a standard. Then after any experimental or else any information has to be rechecked with the historic things, whatever has developed, and then that means that whatever is the available standards, and then whatever is the available content or information, or whatever is the experiment performed on the particular development process, that has to be that history has to be checked, and afterwards the standard will be proposed. So this is then afterwards, after proposing the standard, the then sometime the after 6 months and 2 tiers, after checking all these things, the proposed standard will be drafted. So after checking, continuous checking with the available standards or available content through experiment or through information, through the historic explanations or historic content, it is checked, and then the standard is proposed. And that proposed standard for about 6 months, and 2 tiers, 6 months and 2 tries. After 2 tries, the draft is prepared, the draft standard. Then after again after preparation of that has to be rechecked. Then it takes around 4 months or 2 tries. It will be after 2 tries. For about 2 tries, the internet standard will be prepared. So that internet standard is that always there must be a checking will be there. So as it takes 6 months or 4 months for the draft standard, it takes 6 months around, and then 4 months it takes still for after 6 months it takes 4 months for the internet standard to prepare. So during that time, the proposed standard has to check with the historic available information, and the draft standard also it has to check for the available historic content what is available, and then after cross checking all these things, the standard development process will take place. Hence the internet standard is prepared. So this is the internet standard development process in brief. So let us discuss the next one is the organizations of internet standards. So different organizations are involved for organizing the internet standards. What are they? First one is the IETF. IETF is Internet Engineering Task Force. Another society is ISOC. It is nothing but Internet Society. And IAB. IAB is the third one is the IAB, Internet Architecture Board. Fourth one, Internet Research Task Force. And fifth one is the World Wide Web Consortium. So hence World Wide Web, three W's are there. W3C Consortium. W3 means World Wide Web. Consortium is referred as C. So let us discuss what is this World Wide Web Consortium. So this consortium W3C is the main international standards. This is an organization for the World Wide Web. So for using the World Wide Web, for accessing the World Wide Web, this is the international standard organization to provide the standard for the World Wide Web. And it is found in World Wide Web Consortium has been found in 1994 and currently led by Tim Berners-Lee. W3C is a working for development of standards for the World Wide Web. See, all this W3C World Wide Web Consortium, they work on the development of the standards for the World Wide Web. For the World Wide Web, to provide the World Wide Web website that resources the World Wide Web Consortium is working on, and so it develops the standards for that one. So purpose is, what is the purpose of this World Wide Web Consortium is it is used for developing the protocols, and it also gives the guidelines which will ensure long-term growth for the website. So all the whenever the after the then when the new things are found, for the new innovations are found, the website for the website growth, so that is also the long term. It will also give the guidelines and developing protocol. It will also propose the standards for the developing protocols, and also it provides the guidelines to make or to ensure the long term growth of the World Wide Web. Internet standardization goals. So the goals of this standardization is first one is high quality. So they are whatever the protocol is designed, or whatever the standard is prepared, or the guidelines whatever preparing for the internet standard, it should have the high quality. Quality must be high. And then prior implementation and testing. So before proposing when a proposed standard is prepared, after implementation only the proposed standard internet standard is prepared. So hence when a internet standard is proposing, during that time it should be implemented first, and then also it is tested. Then openness and fairness. So whatever the standard is prepared, whatever protocol is prepared, whatever the guidelines are provided, that should have for standardization, it should have the openness, it should have the it should have the it should be prepared correctly. Openness, and then fairness means openness, openly it should be available for everybody. Okay, then the fairness. So it should have the fairness to prepare all those things. So everything should be authentic. Then timelines, timeliness. So always in time, everything has to be scheduled, and in time the standard must be prepared. Timeliness must be there. So internet evolution standards and principles. So in this one, let us discuss what is a protocol. So we said for the internet standards are prepared, and these internet standards are developed on the basis of the protocols. So let us understand what is a protocol. A protocol is a set of rules or guidelines for communicating data. What is a protocol? It is a set of rules. It is a set of rules, or you can say they are the guidelines for. They are the guidelines. They are the guidelines in general. And then here, as in the computer network, we what we do, we perform communicating the data. So whatever the protocol is designed in the communication network, in the computer networks, they are the set of rules and guidelines which are guidelines for communicating the data. Rules are defined for each steps and process during communication. So these rule, whatever the rules are defined, they should have stepwise process, and then they have to communicate during communication between two or more computers. So as we said, a network is a communication between any two nodes or two or more nodes. So here, like that only, the protocol is a step-by-step process or a set of rules or guidelines while communicating between two or more computers. Or there are many definitions. Everybody has their own definitions for a protocol. A protocol is a standard set of rules which will allow electronic devices to communicate with each other. Okay, they are also, they allow the electronic devices. So the computers or the mobile phones, and then whatever the nodes we are using, the laptops, the desktops, everything, or they are all electronic gadgets. So we call them as electronic devices. So those devices, they are used to communicate, and then the set all rules which are framed to communicate these devices is nothing but a protocol. Or else you can even define a network protocol is a establishment of set of rules which will determine how data is transmitted between different devices in the same network. Or you can say a protocol is a language of, in simple, a protocol is a language of communication. Protocol layering. So how these protocols are layered. So let us understand this protocol layers in different scenarios. In this data communication networking, a protocol defines the rules, both sender and the receiver and all intermediate devices need to follow to be able to communicate effectively. As we see here, we have to in the networking, the data has to be communicated between the sender and the receiver. So in the data communication and networking, in that one, a protocol is nothing but a set of rules which is prepared for both sender and receiver to communicate. So while communicating, there may be intermediate nodes also will be there. So we have seen in the previous classes that whenever a sender is there, whenever a receiver is there, in between that one, the nodes which are present, we call it as, they are also again the cell phone, or they may be mobile devices, or desktops, or else laptops. All these devices, they may act as intermediate devices also. So whichever is between sender and the receiver, we call it as intermediate devices or intermediate nodes. So, all these, whenever they want to communicate everything, they need to follow, and they need to communicate effectively. So to communicate effectively, and effective delivery of the information should takes place between sender and the receiver. There must be a protocol, a set of rules must be governed to for the communication. So we will understand this one in different protocol layering in different scenarios. Okay, so let us develop two simple scenarios for the better understanding for the need for the protocol layering. For the protocol layering, we have developed two simple scenarios. First of all, we'll discuss one simple scenario for better understanding the need for the protocol layering. So, first scenario. So, whenever you want to establish a communication, you will have a sender, you will have a receiver, and you will have you will have some intermediate nodes also. All these are governed with a particular protocol. So, any protocol must be made, means everything must be a step by step process. So, here to communicate between one sender and the receiver, one node to another node, we should have this several set of steps must be followed. So what are different steps we have to follow? So in a simple scenario, first of all, in the first scenario, we will do a simple communication, that will occur only in single layer. So first of all, one layer we'll discuss. So let us assume that Maria and Anne, they are Maria and Anne, or they are the neighbors with a lot of common ideas. So they will have common ideas. They have to communicate their ideas. Maria communicate with the Anne. So communication between Maria and first of all, these are all the rules. First, what is that one? The first in the first scenario, as part of the first layer, what are the first step we are following? We assume Maria, they are both are neighbors, and they are the neighbor nodes, and then they have lot of communication. First, they have to communicate the ideas. First step, then communication between what they have to communicate ideas. Then communication between Maria and Anne. This will takes place in one layer. So another protocol is another protocol is one. Another step is one layer. So one layer they have to communicate, and they have to communicate face to face. So that face to face, how they communicate, they should have some language. So they use here the rule we have given is same language they have to use. So let us see understand this one with the help of a diagram. So as you see the figure, it is a single layer protocol. Here, Maria is there at the sending end. Let us suppose, and let us Anne will be there at the receiving end. So layer one. So layer one. So for either in the layer they are supposed to maintain in a single layer. So the Maria Maria will listen or talk when Maria is listening, Anna will Anna will talk to that one. When Maria is talking, the Anna has to listen. Or sometimes the bidirectional, that means both can talk, both can listen also will take place. But this is under the single layer. So let us see. Even in this simple scenario, what they have to see that the set of rules need to be followed. What are all the set of rules? First, Maria and Anne know that they should greet each other. First of all, they have to greet each other when they meet. Then after that one, the second step is they know that they should confine their vocabulary to the level of their friendship. So whatever they are using the vocabulary, so it should be like two friends are talking. How level of their friendship means, but their level is friendship. So how the two friends will talk like that, they have to maintain their vocabulary. And third one, each party knows that she should refrain from speaking when one party is speaking. So third one, another rule is when one party is speaking, when Maria is speaking, Anna must listen. Okay, so at a time one speaker will be there, and during that time the another section that suppose here it is Anna will be listening. So fourth one, after that one, each party knows that the conversation should be a dialogue. So the another step is that whatever the conversation they are doing, that must be a dialogue. Dialogue means that whatever they are using it must be a dialogue conversation. It is not monologue. It is not single communication. It should be dialogue. The both should have the opportunity to talk about the issue. So dia means two. So both will have the opportunity. They can both talk about the issue. They have the protocol. They have the set of step two. They both will have the opportunity to talk. That means we have said as a third that third step is that one they should one when one is speaking, other should listen. But Others should listen, but after that one they should have the conversation. That means both will have the opportunity to talk. That means one person is talking means other person will listen, and another person is talking, the other person will. So they have both the opportunity to talk. And fifth one, they should exchange some nice words when they leave. So whenever they leave, then they should know. Then whenever, how do we come to know that the conversation is come to an end? They should use nice words sir, thank you or something, bye, like that. They can use the nice words when they leave. And then we can see that the protocol uses Mary and different from the communication between a professor and the students in a lecture hall. So as you see here, Mary and Anna, what we is the protocol. One of the protocols is, or one of the steps in the protocol is, they have to maintain the layer of friendship. But layer of friendship means the exchange of ideas will be, they can use the vocabulary like friendship, or how they are, hi, hello, how are you, what is this, what is that, like that, freely they can talk. But the communication will differ. That means you have to prepare separate. Then the communication may differ. Some of the steps in the protocol may differ for a conversation between a professor and a student in the lecture hall. So this we will build up a scenario, scenario 2. So here in this one, so here the communication in the second case. Second case means first case is a friendship case. Maria and Anna, they are exchanging their ideas, and the second case what we want to assume is, let us say, a professor and a what is a monologue means, one person only will talk, others will be listener. So a professor talks most of the time, he will talk most of the time. Who professor, when we want to build up a layer for the professor and then the other professor and the students. So that is another scenario. In this one, monologue, mostly monologue will be there. Monologue means one person will talk and others will listen. So and talks most of the time unless the student has a question. So when a student has a question, this situation in the protocol, the protocol dictates that they should raise her hand and wait for the permission to speak. So here what we give a provision is, there is a question from the student, as we have said, it is a monologue. So whenever they have the question, the student raises a hand, that provision is made, and wait for the permission to speak. And also they click a button and then they ask for the permission. This scenario we have seen in the online classes during the COVID. So this case, so during COVID, so whenever a student wants to raise a question, he asks for a permission to speak. So then in this case, communication is normally very formal. So there we have maintained the friendship. This one, so informal language can be used in the friendship context. And here in this scenario, normally they must be formal. So formal language must be, good morning, sir. So good morning, students, like that. Then what is the formal things, formalities are there, official, they have to use the official language to talk with communicate with the students, and limited to the subject of being taught. So whatever the subject, that is that way it must be formal means, so whatever I said, whatever the subject they are teaching, whatever the course they are teaching, that must be confined with that one. That is the meaning of formal. So what is the for what they are collaborating, that is collaboration means for what they are communicating, the professor and the student. So that must be subject to the whatever the course they are handling. So in the second scenario, what we will assume that Anna is offering. Let us take two cases, Anna and Mary. So Anna is offering high level position in her company. So, but they want to move from another branch located in the city far away from Maria. So whatever the Anna wants to move from the company, two friends still want to continue their communication, and they exchange ideas because they have come up with an innovative project. So they want to start a new business. When they want to start a new business, when they want to after retiring, they want to when they both retire, they want to start a business. So here we have made a scenario of Anna offer a high level position in their company. So they want to decide to continue their conversation using the regular mail through the post office. So they want to communicate using the regular mail in the through the post office. However, what they want their ideas to be revealed by other people if the letters are intercepted. So they don't want to reveal their ideas, so they want to keep it secret. And so that's why, so whatever they want to reveal, they don't want to reveal it to other people. So they perform this operation. How then they agree upon encryption and decryption technique. So what they want to agree is that they want to perform this operation by encrypting the data and also by decrypting the data. The process of changing whatever the text they are preparing, that has to be converted into the plain text has to be converted into the ciphertext. So that is known as encryption process. This is performed at the sending end, and decryption technique is one which is performed at the receiver end. So after sender will send in a coded form, that is the plain text, whatever the original message what we are sending it, we call it as the plain text. When plain text is sent, the at the so that is decrypted at the receiver end. Decryption means getting back the original message, that is whatever the encoded plain text is converted into ciphertext in the encryption process. In the decryption process, the ciphertext is converted into the it is decrypted into the plain text again. That is, you get back the original. So this technique we call it as encryption and decryption. So they want to do the conversation because they don't want to reveal their whatever the information they are sharing. They don't want to reveal it to the other persons or other people in the network. So hence they want to send their message in the encryption and decryption format. So the sender of the letter encrypts it to make it unreadable by the intruder. So is the stranger is there, intruder is there, they should not read it, and receiver of the letter decrypts to get the original letter. So they decrypts at the receiving end. So all these things more elaborately we will study these methods in the information security course. So all this encryption method, what is the different types of encryption methods are there, different types of decryption methods are there, all the things will be discussed as a part of information security course. So let us say when the Maria and Anna use one technique, they makes so it makes it hard to decrypt the letter. One does not have the key to do so. So whenever we want to perform this encryption decryption process, during the encryption, one key is prepared. That key has to be communicated with the key must be known to the because they are using method. That method must be known. Sender will send a method. That method must be known by the receiver. So they'll have some key because other person should not know this. So now we can say that the communication between Maria and Anna takes place in three different layers. So that is shown in figure. So in the form of figure, we will discuss the Maria and Anna communication. We'll assume that Anna and Maria each have three machines that can perform the task at each other. So to perform encryption and decryption process, we will have the three layers of the to perform these things. We have three machines to perform all these things. What are all these machines? Let us discuss in the next class. So today we have discussed the today we have discussed the internet standards, and first one, and we have discussed the different principles involved in internet standards. So thank you. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.